crypto investing, and you can see the coins were up and down today. They were flushing last night, then they had a nice pump this morning, and then they flushed again last night, right? But you can see currently they are holding roughly stable now. You can see it's been a highly volatile day, but if you've been following Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, it hasn't really been that difficult to trade this. As last night we put out a 25-minute in-depth video, one of the best technical analysis videos on YouTube for Bitcoin to understand what's going to be going on the next 3 to 6 months. And it's easy to trade this. Right now, you can see Bitcoin's essentially all it's done is we're in this symmetrical triangle. Let's zoom out so you can see it. See this symmetrical triangle, and we're going to make these slightly bigger for the purposes of this discussion to make them stand out. We're going to get rid of that. You can see what we're in is a symmetrical triangle where you have descending resistance, upper resistance, upper resistance, upper resistance. Lower support down there, lower support, lower support, lower support. And then we have this blue ring and this orange ring that are playing major support and resistance in between this, right? This pattern that we've drawn out to help us diagnose out this pattern even better. And essentially what you got going on here is as long as you're above this uptrending green line and this orange fib circle, you can be somewhat bullish, right? And then your upper resistance is this orange or this blue fib circle that's uptrending from bottom left to top right, and this descending, nobody cares about baseball, and this descending overhead resistance right here. This is your symmetrical triangle you're in. It's a neutral continuation pattern, but it's happening in a bear market currently in Bitcoin, so that would tend to put the weight and the odds in the favor that it's going to break down out of this pattern. But you can see this pattern goes until March, the end of March. So we got about 14, 15 days left, and usually the pattern breaks about 3/4 of the way through, so about the 22nd. But if you're going to trade this, you can buy support right now and sell resistance in this pattern. But if you want to play a pattern breakout or breakdown, you buy if it breaks out north of this overhead resistance with volume, right? And it clears the pattern and confirms the breakout. You got to make sure it's not a fake out if you're doing that, because you can get trapped in, right? But right now you can buy support, sell resistance if you're playing inside the pattern, or you can wait for it to break down or break up and then play to the targeted move, which a break up, there's a 6.69% chance of reaching the break up target, which is right here, which coincides with that blue line that's running horizontal at 52,900, major upper resistance from a prior move, right? And then on a breakdown, your lower support is this next blue fib circle, the 2.619 Fibonacci at 35,900, right? So this is the pattern you're in, and today you've just been bouncing. You flushed last night, right, off the pump, then you pumped this morning to the moving average, then you dumped, and that's all you've been doing. You've been trying to bounce. If we zoom in now that you can see what we were looking at, and that's why I always start from the far out time frame and work our way in. And then now you can see we're just forming Bart Simpsons in here, right? The big heads, we're bouncing off support and resistance. Let's actually zoom out to the 45-minute. There it is. See that? All we're doing is bouncing on support and resistance right here. You see that? We flushed the other night, then we pumped, rejected by the moving average. Bounced off the orange ring, rejected by the moving average. Bounced off the orange ring, rejected by the 50. Now we're trying to bounce off the orange ring again. It's when you slip past the orange ring in this uptrending line, your first downside is 38,194. And if you can't hold that, there's a huge fall, right? It's when you break this white line, there's a big fall. So if you're playing in here, I would have my sell line under 38 at 38,000, because if you break that, there's a huge, huge fall coming, right? And then XRP is the same thing. It's been straddling along this support and resistance line. And now, right now, we're having another pump off of support with a little bit of a volume uptick. And if we zoom out to the hour time frame, there's actually a little bit more volume. So that could be more of a sustained move, maybe to upper resistance, right? We've been bouncing on this uptrending support line for days, and we have that upper resistance target we've been talking about essentially for 3 weeks now, as we've been trading along this lower support line for about 14 days, maybe a little bit longer. And that is a nice little volume pump. If you can continue in the hour time frame to stack up a couple of more candles of volume, you can sustain this run, right? And then maybe you can make this an even more of a better run and squeeze up to that upper resistance, right? But if it's just a quick volume spike and on the next hour time frame the volume's gone, it's most likely going to sell down. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's your major support line. And we've again, like Bitcoin, bounced off of it, and we'll see if it can't hold this time, right? XLM, let's see if it's following XRP because they've been closely correlated recently. And yes, XLM is pumped too, right? As XRP did. You can see it's pumped, and there's a 17-cent support zone down there. And if we get above the moving average, you could try to make a run at 22 cents, right? Nobody cares about Sidney Crosby signing anything. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, and I'll keep you on top of this market as it's a highly volatile, up and down, up and down, up and down right now, right? So we'll keep you out ahead of it. Peace and love, peace and love.